And welcome in the work talk about unfolding Archaearchy Invention Center. And in this work talk, I want to deepen the purpose of Archaearchy Invention Center. Why actually we are creating this? Why we want to create Archaearchy Invention Center? and and I want to start with this: what the Archaearchy Invention Center is not. And it is not a organization, it's not a community, it's not a project or a game world that creates the sustainable way of living. Because when we will look at there are many sustainable organizations that promote a sustainable way of living, or many communities that are living in the sustainable way. And if I ask myself, are they really supporting the life on planet Earth? Well, my answer is that no. In the best scenario, they are not damaging that further, but they are not really supporting that. Because when we look at the sustainable way of delivering power, for example, that we have the solar panels, to create or to produce the solar panels, we need to take the resources from the earth. Or to replace the standard cars with the electric cars, we need to kill the habitat somewhere on the earth to put the big company that is producing the electric cars. So basically, in the modern culture, there is no way to create the sustainability without further annihilation life on Earth. And also when I think about the communities that are we living in the sustainable way, that they have their own farm or they have a garden and they have animals and they are sustainable, which means they don't need to really take the resources from the outside because they have enough on their community. Yes, okay, that's working, but also if is it supporting the planet? I would not say so, because they are close in their own environment. And the life on planet and this what is happening, it's still happening. So it's like living in the fantasy world that when I will create the sustainable environment for myself, then it will be okay. This is a fantasy world because like they are still living on the planet that is collapsing, that the crisis is happening. And only taking care on your own environment will not change this what's happening in the bigger scale. So then what else is possible if the sustainability is not enough anymore? And here comes the regenerative culture. And the regenerative culture is the culture where the purpose is to restore the life on Earth, where we come back to our natural way of living, which is the way of collaboration and being in relation with ourselves, with each other, with the communities, and with the nature around us. And I want to start this space today with this discovery space about what is for us, what is for you regenerative culture, what it means to be regenerative. In this, how you perceive it, in this, how you see it in your projects, and what that you want to do or that you're already doing. So let's open this space for discovery and bringing what we have. What is the regenerative culture in your world?
For me, it's very connected to creating more life. Like creating more life and sharing that wider than than like me trying to like take care of myself or take care of my family or my community. And this in relationship to creating entree, I see that that the regeneration happens if I also start sharing what I have with the wider community. So making the services that I offer like visible enough so that the community, like here also locally here in Golden Bay in New Zealand, that the local community could join me like in the spaces that I offer, so that my services are visible enough and accessible enough for other people. And with that, the importance of being also really connected, yeah, being connected with the wider community, like what you said about you can create a sustainable culture and you kind of create this bubble, this fantasy world. So for me, it really starts with yeah, connecting in more to the wider community. Yeah. And listening to the necessities that they have, like the necessities or the pains that they have. And from that, yeah, keep sharing what it is that I have, or connect these people to other resources that I see, like also like in Ontri, like within our team.
Mm. Thank you.
Thank you. For me, big word, a key word is safe, and I think the regenerative culture, um, everyone have to feel safe to able to survive, and for me uh, that means really ask myself that I really need a lot of money or a lot of materials things. So um, yeah. So I think a lot of um, ambition to make a lot of money. Uh, under under ambition, there are scary about my future, and so important thing is to feel completely safe, or have agreed to experience um, hungry for 24 hours, for example.
So I hear that the regenerative means for you to be in safe.
Yes.
Mhm. And how this, like if you look at the picture of living in this planet, how what are the ways that you can create the regenerative way of living that supports planet?
Change materials ambitions to soul ambitions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to make success of my soul way, soul work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you have something? Looks like you have
Yeah,
something.
yeah, because what I'm getting now also like listening to what is shared is that, you know, like in modern culture, it's mainly about, but it's about survival, and it's about having nicer and nicer things
Mm.
for me to be able to survive or to be safe. and like if I want to support like a regenerative culture, then for me to have a bigger impact, that means like updating the thoughtware that people have, because the modern culture thoughtware is so destructive and it's so selfish and it's so yeah, the values are about success or having a good job or making money or something like that. And for me to really shift that, like beyond me, but like on the planet means, yeah, what is the thoughtware that is necessary for other people so that they can make this shift to like a soul's purpose, or for people to create really like what they're here for, which when they're in connection with that, like will naturally create more life because it has a different value or different force behind it, which is not fueled by survival, but it will be fueled by creating more life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And for me, what came like this, that the regenerative is the regenerative culture is very much about the human culture. Because when I look at the nature, they are regenerative. They don't have a problem. They know how to regenerate themselves. If we would abandon the city would regenerate. Like the nature would regenerate there. Like the plants will start to grow, the trees, the species will start to come, and then natural habitat would happen. So it's really about people, because we as a human beings living for thousands of years in the capitalist empire, we forgot how it is to live on Earth. So it's like you said, like about really changing the footwear so that we can start play completely different game. So it's about making a fundamental change of how the way of we live. And for me, it's like, yeah, coming back of becoming who we really are. Yeah, this is what you Michał said. Like having the ambitions more, instead of the like changing the compass from having the ambitions to the materials to having the ambitions to my soul or my being. Because only when I would like to solve the problem with the same footwear or with the same identity that I have created the problem. When I look now at what is happening in the world, then we will not solve that problem with the same identity we have. So we must change the identity. We must change ourselves and find something else. And for me, regenerative means that it's like constant improvement. Like it's a step by step, we are shifting something, we are changing something. And with this also is that for me, regenerative means that I give more than I take. I give a little bit more than I take. That I'm generous. I'm a generous with what I have, with what I share. And then I shift the orientation from I play the game in my small playground, which is about me, or which is about my family, or yeah, my nearest environment, to shift to the bigger game. Because when I'm living here as the human being, I'm the part of Gaia. So that's my place. This is my home. So now I can be blind and pretend I'm not seeing what is happening and create my small enclave of living and pretend I'm happy, but actually I'm numb. I'm numb to this, what is happening outside, because many people, they just don't want to feel fear about this, what is happening, and the fact that we are in the crisis. So say they prefer to be in the comfort of not knowing or not feeling what's really happening. And or I can be open for that, and I can feel all my feelings and be the Gaian player, which is a so much bigger game to play. And then when I'm the Gaian player, then what it really means. How can I take the responsibility for the life on that planet to thrive? And this is where do you have anything else before we go further?
No, keep going.
Check with me. Huh?
No, keep going.
And this is where it links for me with the radical responsibility. Yeah, so when we have these different levels of responsibility, then if I'm the Gaian player, if Gaia is my home, my responsibility, if I take the radical level of responsibility, is to take care about that home and make that home thriving and evolving, because as our natural way of being as human beings is to evolve. The evolution is natural. It was always natural. So it very links for me then the regenerative culture. If I want to take a stand for creating the regenerative culture, I need to take the radical responsibility, which means that it doesn't matter who made the mess in the world or who is making the mess. I'm gonna take a stand anyway and clean up the mess and invent the technologies, invent the solutions, invent the possibilities that are the new opportunity for this what is created so far. And this is where I shift from the place of like taking care about only my things and my surroundings to taking care about the bigger scale. And now is a question like how can I take the radical responsibility in my life right now at this very moment? Because this starts with each of us. Where is when we look on the map of the radical responsibility, where it's like no responsibility whatsoever, there is a child level responsibility, the adult level, the high, and then the radical responsibility. So wherever we are, wherever you are in this map, there's always a one step higher that you can take to be in this place where you will take the radical responsibility. And the highest level, like the radical level of responsibility for me, is when we unfold this word responsibility. And I think you may have already heard that in one of the meeting we were, is this responsibility, which is I have ability to respond to the information that are coming to me, that are coming to me from the environment, as you said before, listening to the other gamers, what they need, the information that are coming from my feelings. So I need to feel to receive this information, the information that are coming from the echo, from the archetypal lineage. And that's my responsibility to listen to them and act upon them. And this is the possibility where we can create something completely different, where we even don't know what we will create, because it's not anymore running by us, by our identities, by our thoughtwares. The thoughtware is only like a vessel or a structure where we can hold this all amount of energy and information that is coming through us. So then we can create from that impulses. And I want to investigate now with you how each of us can take another step towards the radical responsibility in the project that we're creating, in the gamers that we are. And I want to give some examples, and if you have some examples, also bring them. So one example is, for example, at OnTree, we have different nodes. Yeah, there's a legal structure node, there is a visibility node, there's a land node, and everyone has a different, let's say, task to do, or different areas to take care about. So I can only focus on my area, on my node, and do the work there. And then I can see that something is not really working on the other node, or I have some impulses for the other node. But I can say, well, it's not my business, it's not my node. I will take care about my node. Yeah, so this is the adult level of responsibility. And this is mine, this is yours. I will not mess up with your things. But if I want to take the radical level of responsibility, I'm gonna bring that my impulse, or I'm gonna bring my feedback anyway, even if it's not my node, because I take care about the bigger game world. And this is my responsibility to bring it if I feel it, if I notice that, because maybe someone else will not notice this. So when it's coming to me, then I'm responsible for that piece. So that's the example where how you can take the radical responsibility is by noticing this, what is there, and bringing that instead of keeping that for yourself with many different excuses or reasons why I will not bring it. Or another example I have from Entree is that we were investigating now the way of how we want to live. And I was in this child's responsibility, a level of responsibility when I was just thinking, oh, it will be somehow. Yeah, we will buy the land and then we will figure out how we want to live, how I want to live. Like we will find a way. Where the others were thinking already how exactly they want to live, what the infrastructure they want to build, how they want to organize each other, what's the legal structure for that. So this is where I didn't take the responsibility for researching that on my own for myself and just living in the fantasy world. Yeah, someone will do it for me. And now by noticing that, I can take a step to, okay, I want to take a responsibility for that part. And I research it because no one knows how I want to live. So this is my responsibility to find it out. So that's the examples. So I propose that we go now one by one and we can spend 15 minutes per person to diving into this. Where are you now in the project that you want to do in the game world or in your life? Because you can take the steps in the towards radical responsibility in every moment. It doesn't matter what you do. And what's your next step? Where you sense that you're not taking the responsibility where you could take. And let's be the team for ourselves to support it and to find the possibilities or to find the blockages. What is blocking you from really taking that step to be more a responsible adult person? Who wants to start?
Mm, it's will go like one idea, one idea, one idea, one idea, or one person per 15 minutes.
Yeah, one person per 15 minutes. That's my proposal.
Okay. I don't want to be first.
Okay.
I can start.
Okay. I will measure the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of the places where I am not taking radical responsibility is in space holding for children. Because the more that I'm finding out about like how in archaearchy adults hold space for children, and that there might not be such a thing between being a parent and not being a parent. And what I notice is that I still like use the excuse or reason or something like that of, well, I'm not a parent, so I don't have to take all the responsibility for the children. And yeah, so this is one piece, and not only like the holding space of the children, but also how the space holding of the children goes. That I'm still holding back my feedback or my noticings or experiments, or that I'm really scared. I'm really scared as not being a parent, than to say to parents that I want to do things differently.
And
That
what's the fear about?
that because I'm not a parent, then parents seem to think, well, you don't know. You don't have any idea what you're talking about, because like you're not even a parent, like something like that. And yeah, and I also discovered, like in some conversations with other people, that there is like a hidden commitment that I notice in myself, and also that I've discovered in other people, which is that like committed to that if another family, also if I would be a parent, because I had this hidden commitment also lives in other parents, that if something is not working how other people are parenting, then kind of like, oh well, I will just do it really differently. So I kind of let them do whatever it is that they're doing, even though my impulses are totally different. So me, and I also see other people doing that, are totally blocking their impulses in the moment. If something in the space when the children are there is needing to be said or needing to be tried out, yeah, if an impulse is flowing, then this hidden commitment is blocking the impulse of like, oh, I will just do it differently. I will just let them do their parenting. And yeah, and I'm still then not, yeah, bringing it or making it visible or asking a question, mm, to be able to make more visible like the dynamics in parenting, if because maybe they're unconscious, like within a family, and because I'm not in the family, I can see it, and then this hidden commitment is blocking me from bringing the peace.
And how is it for you when you block these impulses?
Sad. Yeah, sad. Sad because I care. I care about holding space for children, like in a way that they're healthy enough so that they can unfold. I really care about that. Yeah. Yeah, and when the impulse comes, then I mainly just feel scared. You know, in the moment, if then the impulse comes about something that has to do with the kids, then I feel scared. Yeah.
So this being scared is the blocker for you to go for this, what you take care about.
Yeah.
So if you will find this like one piece, maybe it's an emotional healing process or another thing, what is in the way for you to bring these commitments, to bring these impulses anyway?
I'm scared of the unconscious anger of parents coming at me. That 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 then that then they yeah that then they will be angry at me with this energy of, oh, you just don't know what it's like to be a parent.
And then what will happen? They will be angry.
Then the children are missing out on the adult holding space for them. That I feel scared that then the adults are being stuck in some kind of low drama thing, and then who's actually there to hold space for the children. So I feel scared to make a move that might affect the space holding for the children. Mm.
Yeah, so you feel scared about the unconscious anger of parents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like as I have like the like I don't even know what it, yeah, it's not even that, but I'm also scared of the construct. I'm scared of the construct of like that parents have put themselves in, or that they put themselves in as like, oh, we're a family unit. And I feel really scared because I challenge it at times. Like at times I do say something, or I bring a piece or a noticing or like an experiment. And what I feel scared about is that I tend to hit some sort of like like a construct, and I do this because it works really defensive. Like I bring my impulse, and then the construct will start defending itself, and that happens by the people that are in the construct defending themselves.
Mm.
And and especially if it's me and a family, and then family like two parents, that I bring my impulse and they both might defend,
Mm-hmm.
and then I don't really find my way in, like, because what I want is to come closer, and what I want is to collaborate, and what I want is space holding for children to happen. And when I start challenging the fantasy world or the construct, I'm being hit with defense by, yeah, of the construct.
Mm-hmm. And then what you can do if you would take radical step, because this is exactly this moment where you have this defensive and then you can give up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can, okay, I'm not taking the responsibility in that part, even though I want. This is
Mm-hmm.
this. So what would be the other possibility? Could you do differently if you would not withdraw? So that is because that's in purpose for your empowerment
Mm-hmm.
and the empowerment of the space.
Yeah, like at the moment I notice that I keep going with my impulses, and this is also still something that I'm investigating, because it's like it has to do with like the dismantling of this family construct that I cannot do. Like I cannot make that happen. All I can do is making it visible, and
Mm-hmm.
then holding space for people's liquid state if they want to um let that construct melt.
Mm-hmm.
And for me it would be, instead of yeah, because at times I make it okay of like, oh yeah, they're just in a construct. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is kind of like my internal experience of like, oh, they're in a construct, yeah, they don't know, this is just how what is possible now. Instead of me like not being hypnotized by it and just keep going like through it,
Mm-hmm.
like um go a layer deeper, like, and with that I mean like not, it's not like not accepting the construct, but keep naming that what is, like keep naming, oh, this is the construct,
Mm-hmm.
to make visible that something else is behind it. You might not be able to see it yet.
Yeah. So what do you need to make it visible and naming it at the moment when you say it?
At the moment, my sense is that I'm doing it
Mm-hmm.
too linear or not clear enough. So yeah, even like have a conversation. I think that would be the first step. Have a conversation with the people at the moment at On Tree, because we're in this research, to to lay on the table that I will voice more, or that I notice that people have put themselves in constructs and what they
Mm-hmm.
are, and that when these constructs are active, when they are happening, or like limiting, that I will in that moment make it visible when it is happening. Because now I make it visible when it is happening, but there is not enough research ground that we're
Mm-hmm.
standing on. So it would be for me to build, yeah, some kind of like, I want to do this research,
Mm-hmm.
and for me to be able to do the research, yeah, to lend more context about what it is that I'm noticing and why this is important for me.
Mm-hmm. So what's your first step that you want to do about that?
I want to bring this piece into like the on-tree convergence, which is like a weekend like longer meeting that we will all have together. And this is where I will bring the piece that I want to do the research about the dismantling of the family.
Mm.
Family and also the couple construct.
Oh.
Yeah. Mm.
And this is I sense that that's exactly the gold you can bring
Mhm.
because we are not in the construct.
Yeah.
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 So of course this is more visible for you than
Mhm.
as you said for people who are in the construct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, for example, when the person that is in the family and is in a partnership, I would love to have someone that is in my team to see my blind spots,
Mhm.
even though they could be scary for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm glad about your new commitment.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, yeah, 2 minutes left. You have 2 more minutes. Is anything else that you see?
Yeah, like another piece where I notice I'm not taking radical responsibility is also like more like outside of on-tree and start offering like my services or skills or whatever it is like to the community here. And at the moment, yeah, my sense is that my next step is talking more to people, like talking more to people in the community so that I start having a sense where people are. Like where are people? What are their pains? What is it that they want? Like where are they? Because I notice that I'm so yeah, almost focused on creating this project that I'm also still somehow in the fantasy bubble of that, of like, oh, let's just focus here, or let's focus really on people that really want to build an archaeology invention center, that want to go big, and I also have such a longing to connect with the people that are maybe at the start of an evolutionary path. So I want to talk more with people or be at the market, offer a menu. Yeah, offer menus or yeah, even like my sense is even at a cafe that I go sit there for an afternoon and I hang up a poster and could be like possibilities or like something. I don't really know what it is yet, but also for me so that I get more of a sense on how can I make my skills or like who I am like available to the community and what are the spaces that I can offer, because I offered some, but my sense is that there's also still a lot more and I don't even know what it is yet. Yeah.
Mhm. And I just noticed that it came back to you. So it's like this that you said, like you want to sense what is in other people, what is in the spaces. So it sounds like it's an important piece for you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sanne.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I need half-minute break.
Okay.
Okay, in present. I want to go now.
Okay, I will measure the time.
Okay, thank you. It's okay to sometimes switch to Polish?
Yeah, I will translate.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I have a story, and I believe in that story that it's really easy to, it's really sensitive when I um, take the rubbish. I want to care about some messes. It's make mess in my mind. So this mess in my mind, it's hard um, to be conscious already, to be conscious.
And
And
how you make this mess in your mind? How it happens?
for example, I don't. I give a example. I don't catch myself that I'm a rescuer, and always every mess I met, I want to help,
Mm.
and I'm not conscious that I'm rescuer, and I have to, I have to,
Mm-hmm.
yes, and this is the top of the mountain of messes in my head, and yeah, I have that story, and I believe in it, and I want to uh, go go through the go to the higher and higher responsibility, um, and I and 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 I think I need the someone older, smarter, um, a lot than me, who 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 stay in touch with me,
So
and and can you repeat,
so that why do you need that person?
to because um, because I experienced, for example, the rescuer. So I have power to climb up, to go higher and higher, and suddenly I someone gave me feedback, and I realized, oh shit, I'm a rescuer, and someone don't really need my help, but I have to give this help. So 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 my experience when to I have the situation when I go with 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 fire to with big energy higher and higher, and with no conscious.
Mm-hmm.
So I need the someone who is smarter, older than me to say keep going, in my perspective, which is bigger than you, it's good. So keep going.
Yeah, and then I hear that's also a story that you need that person. And I what I sense is that the first place is this rescuer identity. And this is where you can take the responsibility by investigating why do you want to rescue? What is really happening in you that you have this urge? Because there is some feelings, a feeling or feelings that you are avoiding by going into the rescuing mode. And then because if you will rely on the other person, it's again like it's you give the power to other person.
Yes.
Yeah. And where you can take a power and what's the step that you can do right now. And this the step is that I sense is to investigate, and you can do a check now. Why do you rescue? What is happening really that you want to rescue others? If you would slow down and see what is happening before you rescue in you.
Okay, this is the possibility for me.
Yes, to best of, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to check it now?
It will be hard. Um, I have to take some example of
Mhm.
my experience. Mm, yeah, and no, I don't want to do it now. It's hard to speak in English, and I do some work in this area, so it's no, not now.
Right. Yeah, so the possibility is to like at the other time like to check what's really the reason why you're rescuing, because this is where it I hear it stops you, right? From going where you go, because you shift your attention to rescuing someone, where all your energy goes and that all these messes are happening.
Yeah,
Mm.
thank you. Mm,
And what else do you see in your area of your life or your project where you don't take responsibility where you could take?
mm, yes, my ego. Yeah, I have few ideas what I can do, and 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 um, and I have a palette of a lot of motivations to and uh, and my ego is the motivation too, and um, and I have only 24 hours per day, and mm,
And when
and
you
for example
yeah, go.
and for example I can choose to grow my job and take more money. And with that money, I have bigger possibilities um, to buy seeds to my garden, for example.
Mhm.
And I have second possibility to create absolutely another job. And in first year, I have no money. And my ego wants to first option because it's to have money through this year. And and yeah, and I think when I want to be able to radical steps, I have to have control under my ego
Mhm.
because especially I'm young and I want to be proud of myself
Mhm.
and have a lot of reasons to to others to make themselves proud of myself. English is hard for me,
Yeah.
and yeah, and this is my motivations too. So the idea what I can do to take more responsibility is to um, to smallest to make my ego small or feed my ego from or do something with my ego. Yeah.
And when you say ego, what do you mean?
Mm. The picture of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in my eyes and in the others people's like eyes.
So if you would not look at this picture of yourself and act from the other space, what that space would be from you could act from? From which space, if not from your ego?
from from connection with Gaia, from connection with being, yeah, from the place with good feedback from the world.
Mm-hmm. And how would that look like if you would connect with the being? What possibilities do you see for yourself for now? Because what I hear is that you want to give this part more space and less space for your identity that you know.
Yeah.
How could you create that space for yourself to act more from your being?
Mm. Initiations, initiatia,
Mm-hmm. Initiation.
initiation, yeah, with death experience,
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
edge of death.
I have, Michał, a possibility for you. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
There in June this year will be a vision quest exactly with this part of dying. Like exactly this what you say, that is the death of some part of you. And it will happen somewhere close to Polish border in Germany.
Oh,
I
good.
can send you the link. It was just posted yesterday. So it's like a 4 days or 5 days Vision Quest lab where will be this process of dying.
Okay. Yes, I want, but it's hard to experience dying with plan.
I don't know if there's any plan. I don't know how it goes. And then
Okay.
you have
Yeah.
something, maybe another possibility in your sphere already.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yes, if you can send me the link, thank you.
Yes, I will do that. And the time is up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michał.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I will go now.
Sane, can you be space holder?
Yes.
That's-
Yeah. I also have the time here.
Where they don't take a responsibility is, yeah, I sense still like I just started take more responsibility for kids culture, and I still feel I'm not taking full responsibility for this. And
Can you unfold that more? Like, what do you notice? Where are you with that?
yeah, I noticed that I'm somehow in the fantasy world that also like this is common to me, like it will be somehow that they will grow and they will unfold naturally without me doing much. So I don't have to create something more than I'm doing right now. That this and yeah, I feel it might be a fantasy world, and I have a blind spot about that. That if I living my life how I want and I'm connecting with myself, then this is the best what I can do for them. So that they can learn that, oh, this is what it means to be a woman. Yeah, that the woman is following her desires. And I sense there is some like bullshit in that. Like that it's not only about this, that it's me avoiding really taking some responsibility for create the container for them where they can that it's safe for them, because at the moment it feels like it's very open and it's very broad. Like I'm not really creating the clear containers for this when I hold space for them, or the clear boundaries. It's like very wobbly. And then I have the stories like because it's not necessary, and I'm confused in myself with this like concepts of the parenting, because there are many different concepts and 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 I'm losing the clarity. I'm losing my inner compass of what's mine, of how I want to hold space for kids, like what's real. I know that everything what I know it's not working, what I learned, and I don't know what's the other way. And I'm in this point of, I think, like waiting or yeah, not really experimenting. It's like not really experimenting with something new.
And what are you waiting for?
Mm. Yeah, I'm waiting for someone else to tell me this is what's happening. Like for someone that has the matrix in this or has the impulses about that. Like for example, you or Hannah, like I sense you have this in your archetypal image. So I'm waiting for you will tell me. You will tell me, Eva, this is not like that, that this is not working. This exactly this. Actually, I see I hang on that instead of taking a steps for me looking for that or asking for feedback or saying, hey, I'm really lost here. I don't know if what I'm doing is working or not working. Will you tell me? Like I'm not doing that.
Mm.
And trying to like put this topic on the side, thinking that yeah, someone will take care about that topic. And then it's in me, like I said, there's this gremlin, and maybe it's like anger. Maybe it's a gremlin anger that is like why I should also bring a clarity in this if I don't have it. Is this anger in me, and this kind of a rebel part that is. And I'm sad because it's against my own kids actually. This is what I'm doing. It's I'm rebelling um and the result is that they are not have a container.
Because you have children and somehow you don't fully want to take responsibility for them to grow up. You want somebody else to do that.
Yeah, or somebody else tells me how to do it. Yeah. It's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not taking the responsibility for finding the way. I'm living that. It's like, oh, like I'm living my life and they live next to me or with me, but I'm not trying to do something different. And when I hear, for example, the possibilities of, yeah, Eva, you can invite other parents, invite other kids to start to create a kids culture, and I don't have this yes, and I don't know from where it comes from. Like
What do you have instead of the yes? What happens in you?
I don't want. So it's like I'm angry. I'm angry. Like it's I have to do something is that I don't want. It's like the shoots more. Like that I should do it because what this the mother should do or what the parent should do is to create a space for kids where they can play with other kids. Uh, and then there's this battle in me happening. It's like
Is it still like connected to like not having fully chosen to be a mother? Because like choosing to be a mother also means that then you hold space for them, and somehow now it then, when there is about creating kids culture, then it's still, you don't have a yes, it's still like something that you should do.
yeah, it's like yeah, I don't know.
How
Yeah.
come?
Mm,
How come that is then the response in you?
yeah, in my system, it's like why it must be my responsibility. It's like really very strong. It's like very strong, like uh, yeah, I'm more angry when you ask me this question. This is what's happening. I'm angry that I bring the other pieces for the village. So why I also have to bring the piece of creating the kids culture and invite other kids and create environment for other kids and other parents to grow if I don't have that piece. Like if others has this piece, like it's like then in me what's happening, then I have to abandon something that I truly want to do to create that. And yeah, I don't know where I am with this. Like if it's really this that I didn't take care about or didn't choose to be a mother, what it really means to be a mother. If it means that now I have to create the kids culture, I have these questions in me, like
So you're
like I see in myself, like I want to create the kids culture, but I don't want to be the one that holds space for that. Or yes, because I feel like I would invent something that I would force myself to invent.
and then you see a job that needs to get done. So for example, like holding space for kids culture, and you're looking at it as like, well, it's a job to do and it's not mine.
Yeah.
Then where are you on the level of responsibility with that?
If I'm not taking that job,
Yeah. If you're even looking at the job, well, it's a job that needs to get done, but I don't want to do it. And I will also wait for other people to tell me.
yeah, then it's the child's level of responsibility. And what I see as the possibility is because I can see the job and I can see that's not my job, but I can still create that job somehow. So, for example, empower others of that I see that they want to do it to do it, to create that, and I can be the support for them, or say it like this is the necessity, that this is something necessary in the village, in the necessary in my life, and I want it happens, but I don't know, but I don't have the peace, and then collaborate with others who might have a peace.
So you see that as the next step,
Yeah.
to collaborate with others
Yes.
to make it happen.
Yeah.
And if you make it even more specific, like what will be your next step?
My next step would be to, because I had that impulse, but I really didn't take them seriously, of really taking a stand for creating something that could be like a seed for the kids' new culture. And I would like to talk with you and with Hannah. So this is what I had in my field, but I'm like, what I'm doing is like, I'm just very shy, bringing like, oh, maybe this is what you want to do, or what Hannah wants to do, and not really going forward with that, and like checking, okay, if it was not working like that, then maybe with someone else, or like keep going and keep finding the possibilities of how this kids culture can happen. And I want to collaborate with that. It's so I want, okay, now you take them and you do whatever, but it's a big piece I feel to hold space for. Like it's a huge piece to hold space for the kids culture. And
yeah,
what
what is your job in it? If you then like really like climb up this ladder of radical responsibility, so your first step is collaborating to make it happen, and do you have a sense on what your creation part is in the creation of kids culture?
Yeah. Yes, I would love to be part of that game world, and like to be the person that is having give like receiving feedback, receiving coaching, also giving feedback coaching, also inventing together, trying out together. Like, I want to be part of that. Yes. It's just I don't want to be the space holder of that game world. This is what I notice. Yeah. And this is where I started this Arcan Mother game world before, and for that reason, but because there was no space holder one that would hold that, then it collapsed, and then I didn't take the stick because I don't feel this urge in me. But now I start to feel more. So what my next step is to to start a conversation, about the game war of kids culture, and invite people who wants to create it, and see what are the next steps. Yeah. And then I sense that this is like a big step also. Like, I mean, it can be long term. And I also want something that it's now, like right now, what I can do, like what are the experiments I can do with kids.
Yeah, one of the things that is coming to me because you shared like what you are doing when you're with them is that it's kind of like an open space and that you're parenting a lot from concept when you're with them. So what is an experiment that you could do right now when the kids, in a couple hours they come home? What is something that you want to experiment with them with like now?
One thing that comes is that I want to, in this time when I decide I am with them, because now I'm doing this experiment that I am with them and then I'm in adult things. So when I'm with them, what I really take care is that I want to create a space where I listen to them and I see what are their desires, or like something that will like open their potential. So it's not that I want to propose something like now let's do this and that, but I want to be with them and create a space in a way that their being can come true, and then they start to show me what they want and I want to follow them. Yeah, so it's with the create this clear container and context for okay, now it's a time for your being to come true. And it's because this is where I feel joy about that, because this is what I want, that they lead me also. Like I just create a container where they lead me and themselves, so that I can also follow them and not really give them something that this is how it is, because this is where I'm afraid that I will transmit them my way of how I look at life or on the parenting, and I don't want that. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. That's also the time.
Okay, thank you. I will just write it down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So we have 40 more minutes. What is the life in you now when you what is the life now? I want to check what could be the next 40 minutes for that space.
Not so clear. Like I feel more joy about the possibilities and experiments. Not only that I'm gonna do, but that I also notice in the space and how that can create a shift like right now, like and become then life becomes an experiment. And I don't have a clear impulse on where to move now.
What I have or do you have something, Michal?
No.
What I have, like the piece that came to me is that like how to recognize where you don't take the responsibility. And the way to recognize is by checking the results that you have in your life. So when you have the results in your life where there are the results that actually you don't want to have, it means that you're not taking the responsibility for something. So I want that we spend now maybe 2-3 minutes to write down, to scan the results in our life that not are the results that we don't want to have. and to list them. Make a list of all these results. And let's do it now.
Eva, can you say it in Polish?
Tak.
I need for.
Więc to, w jaki sposób możesz rozpoznać, że nie bierzesz odpowiedzialności, jest po rezultatach. Czyli na przykład masz rezultaty w swoim życiu, których nie chcesz mieć. To znaczy, że nie wziąłeś gdzieś odpowiedzialności. Więc teraz zadaniem jest to, żeby spisać te wszystkie rezultaty, które masz, a których nie chcesz mieć. Nie? Czyli na przykład, nie wiem, chcę mieć przepływ pieniędzy 10 000 miesięcznie, a nie mam. Bo chcę mieć zdrowie, a nie mam. Chcę mieć jakąś tam relację, a nie mam. I tak dalej, nie? Wszystkie rezultaty, które chcesz zmienić, których nie chcesz mieć. Po prostu najpierw je wypisz.
Dobra, proste zadanie.
Mhm.
Dzięki.
Okay, and let's come back.
Mhm.
And from this all results, all these lists that you have created, choose one that creates the biggest pain for you at the moment in your life. What's the biggest pain? And then write down with this one that you have chosen, what's the next step that you want to take more responsibility? What you have to do. As in just still the first step doesn't have to be a big or long term. That was the first one. And when you will have it, let's say that you have it.
I have it.
Me too.
I need a second.
Mhm.
I have it.
Okay. So is there anything to share with your discovery that you made right now? And I will start because I have something I have discovered that there is one of the results that I have that I don't want to have is that I'm not creating a project that I really want to create, which is starting the project, the game board of communication with non-human species. And I see this is related to my other results, which is I have no time. So I'm not creating the space for that to create this what I really want to create. And I discovered like was my next step is to because I see literally, yes, I my time is very my space is very occupied with my time schedule. So what I want to do is to say no for other spaces and to distill the spaces that I want to say no so that I can make a space for that space. So it's really saying no to say yes for myself. And at one side it's scaring me because it means that yeah, I will not be somewhere where I used to be. But at the same time I feel this, whoa, yeah, I can like something completely different can open for me. and and I want to have this spaciousness. So what I want to do today is to go through my calendar and then see where I really have a yes, where I really have a no for now, where I attune to this project that I want to do, where is more important this project than the other space that I am. And I want to make this clearing in my calendar. And I feel joy about that because it feels like a relief. Because before I was trying to put everything, so I have to everything be there, but I see that it doesn't have to be like that. It's the art of choosing in my case right now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My biggest pain is missing the collaboration with parents. And my first step there is to I bring one piece to the convergence at Ontree, but also to have still wanna have a conversation with you and Wojciech also about that
Mhm.
as a starting place for something else. Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Simon.
Thank you. I have two reflection. Um, um, yeah, uh, my biggest pain uh, is to miss the really near person and I know what I want to do. My sorry for that silence, but I want to be clear. Yeah, and my next step is to make a meeting next week
With someone, understand? Or
with few people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Have you listed these people with whom you want to make a meeting?
Once again,
Have you listed the name of peoples with whom you want to meet?
I have half list,
Okay, great.
but yeah, it's good step.
Mhm.
Make a full list.
Go, Michał.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And if I can, I really want to share my today reflection. Uh, uh, it's really hard to say in English, but I will try that. I want to uh, uh, I want to meet today someone who are expert, and I'm just go and meet this person, and I said I have 2 hours. I want to help you, and I want to learn from you.
Mhm.
And he don't want to spend time with me, and I feel mix of emotions, but I realized that um, that this expert, this context is the part of the world, and no, I have mistake visualization. I have I have not good story in my head how world works.
Mhm.
Yes, and now I have better vision, and this is big for me.
Mhm. Go, Michał.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Hey, thank you, team, for today. We came to an end of the time, and yeah, I propose we have this group of this work talks, Archaearchy Invention Center, Unfolding Archaearchy Invention Center. So I propose we use this group to celebrate also our steps, to celebrate like what we did, what we're out, where we took the radical, like the next step towards the radical responsibility, so that we are not alone on this path. Because this is how we can create the context for Archaearchy Invention Center, is by taking the radical responsibility, which is the highest possible level of responsibility. And this is everyday and week by week work. So let's cheer up ourselves in this and be in the team. And thank you for today and for the research.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you.
Mm.
See you in the next spaces.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you for whole space.
Thank you.
Yeah.